What was life like 3 million years ago? Not quiet, not empty, but alive, unpredictable, and often dangerous. You are standing in East Africa. The heat presses against your skin, dry grass brushing against your legs. The air is thick with dust, and something else, something harder to define. You are small, barely taller than a child, no claws, no armor, no fangs, just hands, and a brain that is still changing, still learning, still becoming something new. The grass moves. At first, it seems like nothing, just wind. But then you notice it again, and this time, it is different, because something is inside it, and it is moving toward you. 3 million years ago, the world was changing. Forests that once covered vast areas of land were beginning to disappear. In their place, open grasslands spread further and further, wide, exposed, unforgiving. There were fewer places to hide, fewer places to feel safe. And when environments change, life becomes harder, more competitive, more dangerous. Because evolution does not slow down, it accelerates. Animals adapt, or they disappear. New species emerge, stronger, faster, better suited to the new world. And in this changing landscape, survival favors those who can adjust the fastest. For some, this meant strength. For others, speed. But for a small group of primates, it meant something entirely different. Among the animals of this new savanna, one stands out, not because it hunts everything, but because nothing challenges it lightly. Metridiochoerus, a massive boar, far larger than anything similar alive today. Its body is thick and powerful, built for force rather than speed. Its skull is heavy, reinforced, capable of taking impact, but what defines it are its tusks, long, curved, and sharpened through use. They are not for display. They are tools of dominance and survival. With a single upward motion, they can tear through muscle, through flesh, through anything that stands too close. This is not an animal that seeks conflict, but it does not avoid it either. And when it decides to act, few creatures can stand their ground. Not far away, a small group moves through the grass. They are not hunters, not yet. They are cautious, alert, always aware of their surroundings. They watch the sky. They listen to the wind. They notice what others miss, because they live differently. They do not rely on strength. They do not rely on speed. They rely on something else, something new, something still developing. They use tools, simple stones, shaped just enough to create a sharp edge, crude but effective. With them, they can access food that would otherwise be out of reach. They can cut into carcasses, break bones, reach the marrow inside. And that changes everything. Because marrow means energy. Energy means survival. And survival means time. Time for the brain to grow. Time for something new to emerge. Today, they are lucky. They have found a fresh carcass, still warm, and the smell of blood hangs heavy in the air. Lions fed here not long ago, but they are gone now, at least for the moment. And that moment is everything. The group moves in carefully, but with quiet urgency. They have done this before, and they understand the rhythm of opportunity. They cut into the flesh, break bone, and keep looking up, never fully focused on the task in front of them. Because this is the most dangerous time. Not when predators are feeding, but after they leave. Something else always comes. At first, there is nothing. Only wind moving slowly through the tall grass. And for a brief moment, the savanna feels almost still. Then something changes. A low, heavy vibration moves through the ground, subtle at first, but wrong. One individual stops moving, then another, and within seconds, all of them are completely still. The grass ahead begins to shift, slowly at first, then with more force, as something pushes through it without hesitation. And then it appears, massive and heavy, its body moving with controlled power. Its head is low, and its tusks catch the light as it steps forward. Metridiochoerus. It smells the blood first, then it sees the carcass, and finally, it sees them. For a brief moment, nothing moves. This is not curiosity. This is ownership, and they are standing inside its territory. The animal begins to move forward, slowly at first, each step deliberate and controlled. Then it accelerates, faster than expected, much faster than something this large should be. The ground trembles beneath its weight, and the moment breaks. The group reacts instantly. There is no plan now, only instinct. One runs toward the riverbed, another disappears into the thorn scrub. Movement explodes in every direction, but one of the younger individuals slips and falls. For a moment, they cannot get up, and in this world, one moment is enough. The boar locks onto the movement and charges. The distance closes rapidly. 10 meters, then 8, then 6. There is almost no time left. And then something changes. In the middle of chaos, one individual does not move immediately, not frozen, not unaware, but hesitating for a fraction of a second, longer than instinct would allow. Because in that moment, fear arrives, but it doesn't arrive alone. There is something else, a brief moment of focus, of awareness, of evaluation. The stone in the hand is no longer just an object. It has weight, shape, purpose, and for the first time, it becomes a possibility. The world narrows. The sound of movement fades. Everything reduces to a single point, a single decision: run or act. The boar is already charging. The ground shakes, closing the distance with terrifying speed. Dust rises into the air, blurring everything behind it. There is no time to think. And yet, something happens. The arm moves, not with skill, not with precision, but with intention. The stone leaves the hand. It spins through the air, uneven, uncontrolled, but fast enough. And then, impact. The stone strikes the boar's snout, a sensitive place. The reaction is immediate. The animal jerks, its movement breaking for just a fraction of a second. But that fraction is enough. The charge loses its perfect line. Momentum shifts just slightly, and in that small shift, everything, reclaiming control of what remains. The carcass is no longer theirs, but they are still alive. And that is what matters. They did not survive because they were stronger. They were not. They did not survive because they were faster. They were not. They survived because something changed. Because in one critical moment, one mind paused and chose something different. That moment, that tiny space between fear and action, is where everything begins. Over time, those moments would repeat, again and again and again. Small changes, small advantages, stacking over generations. Stone becomes tool, tool becomes strategy, strategy becomes survival, and survival becomes evolution. Metridiochoerus, the giant of its time, eventually disappears, lost to changing climates, shifting ecosystems, and time itself. But that decision, that hesitation, that single throw, does not disappear. It continues, it evolves, it becomes part of something much larger. So, the next time you pick something up, a tool, a device, anything shaped by human hands, remember this. 3 million years ago, on a hot, open plain, something charged out of the grass, and instead of only running, one of our ancestors chose to act. And that choice changed everything.